Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to Lawsplaining the Interwebs. I am your host, Nick Rekieta of Rekieta Law, small law firm in central Minnesota, and let's get right to it. Today I have a short video about Richard C. Meyer versus Mark Waid. As you can tell from the title up there, Mark Waid comes up short and asks for an extension. I'm not sure how frequent of a problem this is for Waid. Hopefully we never find out. So anyway, this is a motion filed by Waid's attorney. We're going to read through it real quick, and I will tell you the important parts about that. This was filed on the 9th. I believe it was not posted to the filing system until Friday, but I don't know. Maybe I just missed it. That's certainly possible. But let's talk about it. So this is an unopposed motion for extension of time to file answer or motion pursuant to Federal Rules Civil Procedure 12. Unopposed means that Meyer's lawyer talked to Waid's attorney, or Waid's attorney asked Meyer's attorney if they could extend the time to answer, and for whatever reason, Meyer's attorney agreed. We may have a clue about that later in this document, and we'll talk about it. What it means to file a motion pursuant to Federal Rules of Civil Procedure 12. That is a motion to dismiss. That is the rule about dismissing an action. If you win on a Rule 12 motion, you win. You win the case, typically. So likely they will be filing a Rule 12b6 motion. That is a motion to dismiss for failure to state a claim or a cause of action that the court can grant relief upon. That is kind of the most common civil procedure motion that's filed in any of these civil suits. So we'll be looking for that because, again, if you win it, you win it. All right, so to the Honorable United States District Court, Defendant Mark Waid was served by Richard Meyer in this case on September 21st, 2018. Defendant's deadline to file his answer or a motion pursuant to Rule 12 is October 12th, 2018. Defendant requests that the court extend the deadline for defendant to file his answer or a motion pursuant to Rule 12 by 3 weeks until November 2nd, 2018. Defendant requests the extension to allow him sufficient time to prepare his answer or a motion pursuant to Rule 12. This motion has been filed prior to the expiration of defendant's deadline to file his answer or motion pursuant to Rule 12. Certificate of Conference. Counsel for defendant, Beverly Reeves. So that is Waid's counsel is Beverly Reeves, who is not Mark S. ZAID. So something must have happened there. Either ZAID ceased representation or Waid sought alternative representation from someone else. Mark S. ZAID, super attorney, savior of the comics industry, super lawyer who was going to negotiate a $2.7 billion deal with the Libyan government that runs Comicsgate, is no longer Mark Waid's attorney. Do you hear that? Do you hear that, comic pros who were so sold on your superhero with a cape syndrome that you thought elevating Mark ZAID as the greatest champion that could possibly come about for Mark Waid was the best idea? And you talking about how with this guy, because he's got a Wikipedia page, now you know Waid is serious. Now you know it. And he's definitely going to fight it. You have no idea how any of this works, do you? None of you understand any of it. That's the funny thing. I'm not even going to talk about if it's a good or bad move for him to hire someone else. You won't ever get to know, comic pros, because you're just so dumb. You think everything works like in your stories, and it doesn't. It's not how the world operates, for better or worse. Mark ZAID is just a guy. He's just an attorney who likes comic books and took the case. For whatever reason, he's not on it anymore. But the amount of hand jobbing you did over it is the funniest part. Like, yeah, now your boy Zach's definitely gonna lose. Well, what now? Now your superhero is replaced with someone you've never heard of. What do you think's gonna happen? I know what I think's going to happen, but what do you think's going to happen? Okay, so Beverly Reeves, although her last name is the same as Christopher Reeves, so maybe she's a superhero, has conferred with counsel for plaintiff Dan Byrne regarding the relief requested in this motion. Plaintiff consents to the proposed extension requested in this motion. And guys, there's no mystery here. MAKRE consented to it because Waid's got a new attorney, and the new attorney needs a little time to properly craft an answer. And if a new attorney in this situation had gone directly to the court, MAKRE would have to have a real good reason to oppose the extension of time, and he just doesn't. He just, as far as we know, he just doesn't. So this is the first request that they've done to the court. So there's no reason that they would oppose it, and it just looks bad to not agree to an initial extension of time, especially when there's a new attorney involved. Now, if he was still with ZAID and ZAID was asking for an extension and didn't have some sort of reason for it, that'd be a different story. But it's not. We're stuck with this story. So wherefore, premises considered, defendant respectfully requests that the court sign the attached order granting the extension requested herein. Respectfully submitted, Reeves and Brightwell LLP. And here's what I want to draw attention to, guys. Beverly Reeves, address 221 West 6th Street, Suite 1000. That's attorneys for Waid. If you notice the certificate of service, they sent a true and correct copy of this to Daniel H. Byrne at Fitzburn, Head, and Gilstrap. This is the attorney for MAKRE. And notice their address, 221 West 6th Street, Suite 960. So we've got someone on the 9th floor and someone probably up on the 10th floor. These guys are building mates. So that's kind of interesting. Hopefully that will cut down on communication costs for the parties, but probably not. So anyway, guys, that's where that is. And then this is a proposed order. This just says it grants the motion. This makes it easy for the judge to do, just sign this without doing any work. If they want to go ahead and do that, they will. They'll sign it. There's no reason they shouldn't sign it. And there's no reason MAKRE should have opposed this. It's just common general courtesy. Now, if there's another extension request or another attorney being replaced, that's when you start asking questions if Waid is just dragging his feet and trying to drag this out longer. But it appears Waid was just unsatisfied with ZAID's representation, or ZAID came up with a conflict of interest of some sort. If you want my personal theory is that ZAID got caught up in the case, saying it was a comic book case. Mark Waid is probably, if he's as big of a comic book fan as he says he is, Mark Waid is probably known to him, somewhat of a, he's probably a fan. And he said, yeah, I'm definitely going to defend Mark Waid. He's got he's a good guy. I know he wouldn't do anything wrong. This is ridiculous. Tortious interference is kind of a weird claim, all those things. And then he started seeing evidence. This is my theory. Started seeing evidence, looking into the case, asking questions, and maybe thought, oh, maybe you do want to settle this case. Or maybe he just gave Mark Waid the initial bill, the estimate of how much it would cost to take this thing to trial. And maybe Waid doesn't want to settle. Maybe Waid wants to fight. That could be a sign here that Waid wants to fight this out. And the other guy is very, very expensive. I don't know what Beverly Reeves' fee is. But, if Mark ZAID is an international lawyer who has kind of a big profile, as we all saw, he cost quite a bit of money. So Waid might not have been able to afford taking it to trial under him. Maybe under Reeves, he's got a better chance of doing that. I have no idea, but I do speculate that there was probably a discussion about settlement, and at least at first Waid said, no, I will not settle this, and went on to another attorney. Those are the kind of things we'll never know. We can only guess unless Waid were to talk about it. He's the only person who can. ZAID can't talk about it. Reeves can't talk about it to the extent that he knows. Daniel Byrne can't talk about it. MAKRE probably doesn't know anything, shouldn't really have any information unless Waid has talked to him, which would be weird. So yeah, it's Waid's privilege, attorney-client privilege, so no one else gets to know. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching. Just like I said, just a short video to kind of explain what's going on in this case and why you won't be hearing from me until we hear a response, which will probably be around November. I mean, you'll be hearing from me, but with another concrete document, we'll have to wait until they file it. They've got until November 2nd, presumably. So, we'll see you around then, whenever they do. All right, guys. Thanks a bunch. Have a good day.